Meanwhile, the news making headlines at this hour. Traditional Prime Minister of the AmaZulu nation, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, has dismissed as false claims that he has resigned from his position. Buthelezi has briefed the media on the allegations that he had abandoned his responsibilities to the AmaZulu nation and that he had a fallout with King Misuzulu KaZwelithini over the appointment of Inkosi Thanduyise Mzimela as well as the new chairperson of the Ingonyama Trust Board. Prince Buthelezi says that he has endured unjust attacks for being the Prime Minister. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
Any idea that I'm clinging to this position of traditional Prime Minister as though I receive some personal benefit from holding it, when I don't get even a blue cent. There will be no humiliation for me to relinquish it now. Having served loyally for almost 70 years, I would have no regrets whatsoever. But the simple fact is that I have not asked His Majesty to release me from the position, because I told His Majesty from the very beginning that I would serve at his pleasure for as long as he required me and as long as I'm able, for the sake of the kingdom and for the sake of the Zulu nation. The king has not asked me to relinquish his position in spite of all these circumstances, and I'm still in the service of the king. So you can see how much damage these journalists who wrote all this, actually stirring, pandemonium in the Zulu nation by saying that I've released it, I've relinquished it.
All right, so the traditional Prime Minister of the Zulu Monarch, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, has dismissed as false claims that he has resigned from his position. Mangosuthu was briefing the media on the allegations that he had abandoned his responsibilities to the AmaZulu nation and that he had a fallout with King Misuzulu KaZwelithini over the appointment of Inkosi Thanduyise Mzimela as the new chairperson of the Ingonyama Trust Board. Prince Buthelezi says that he has endured unjust attacks for being the Prime Minister to the monarch. So on that note, let's discuss this, and we're going to be joined via Zoom by Lecturer of Historical Studies at UKZN, Dr. Mphumeleli Ngidi, for more. A very good afternoon to you, Doctor. Thanks for your time with us here on the SABC.
Good afternoon to you as the studio and the listeners and viewers at home.
Dr. Ngidi, perhaps?
Thank you for welcoming me.
No, absolutely. Let's get into the semantics and perhaps what's transpiring to date. Perhaps you can give us some context. Walk us through, the relations within the Zulu monarchy as it stands, based on what you've observed, and where these allegations would have stemmed from.
Yes. In the Zulu monarch, they are as a nation, the Zulu as a nation, the eyes are always on it. The king is new to the chair and acclimatizing to the chair, and has ascended very well to the chair with the guidance of the people around him, the advisory committee, and whoever is responsible. And what I can say is that there has been speculations, especially in the past week, over the position of the traditional minister. There were speculations, as you've been saying, that the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi, after serving from 1954 and serving under two kings, under three kings, that is offering to step down. Within the Zulu nation, that has sparked some arguments and also people saying different things about the stepping down of the traditional Prime Minister. So it was very important for the Prime Minister to come through and address the Zulu nation that he has not relinquished the position, as long as the king, His Majesty King Misuzulu KaZwelithini, still needs him to work and serve the Zulu nation, is still available. So it was very important that he comes and addresses the Zulu nation over this confusion.
You know, Dr. Ngidi, I'm asking that because I want to now look at the impact that these allegations, could have on the Zulu nation, and also perhaps given, its role within a democratic South Africa, how it also impacts its relevancy within the country at large. Walk us through those dynamics.
The dynamics of?
So I want to know the impact of the allegations at this point that have surfaced. And perhaps when we look
Yes.
at the Zulu monarchy, I mean, obviously its relevance and its role in a democratic South Africa, how this begins to impact that at large.
Yes. The speculations should not be been taken as a trivial issue. They are not a trivial issue at all. As you know, that the Prince Buthelezi has been at the forefront in installing the king to ascend into the throne. So anything that touches on the name of Prince Buthelezi, it is likely that such issues, such speculations, will cause disturbances within the Zulu nation because of the position that Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi holds. Not only now, the people are aware of the history and the impacts that Prince Buthelezi has made throughout the years in the Zulu nationalism and the pride of the Zulu nation. And also, as we are living and existing in the democratical society, in a constitutional democracy, the kings are recognized by the constitution. That is why the coronation of the king was very important and broadcasted all over the place, and also the circumstances leading to the coronation were being followed all over because there's an issue of the Ingonyama Trust here, because the Ingonyama Trust touches on the land, and when you speak about the land, it's got an impact to the people, because the people they need the land. The land is protected by Ingonyama Trust. All the land which is administered by the chiefs and also the communities. So it should not be taken as a trivial issue when there are such speculations that Prince Mangosuthu wanted to relinquish his position. I remember that he once allowed and gave the baton to King Misuzulu when he was coronated at Moses Mabhida Stadium. I was there. He did say that if the king wishes to choose another prime minister, the king can do so. At the moment, the king has not said so. The king has not made any announcement that he no longer needs the services of the traditional prime minister. That is why, if it comes from the media, such news emanates from the media, they were likely to cause an impact within the people of the king, because they expect the king to make an announcement and Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi to make such important announcement, because they know his role and his impact in the Zulu nation.
Dr. Ngidi, thank you for your time with us here on the SABC and for providing such important context. We'll leave that conversation there for now. A lecturer of historical studies at UKZN, Dr. Mphumeleli Ngidi, just giving us an update on the back of the media briefing held by Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi a little earlier on, dismissing claims as false that he has resigned from his position, reiterating that he is still in the service of King Misuzulu KaZwelithini.